Welcome to the Be Better Broadcast Impact Hour, where we bring you tips and strategies and techniques to help you to live an extraordinary life, to help you to achieve self-mastery, but also to help you realize your purpose and then use that purpose to make an impact on other people while creating the lifestyle that you want to create for yourself. And today we have a guest who has done just that in his life. His name is Adam Dare. He goes by Coach Adam of Own Your Fitness. He's the founder of Own Your Fitness. And the reason Coach Adam is on today's show is to talk about his own story from from where he was to what he does now, using his purpose, taking his passion of fitness and using it to help other people. He has a team that helps him to do this, and he's created the lifestyle that he wants by doing what he loves. And while we're talking about Coach Adam's story during this segment here, it's important to reflect on your own story at the same time. As Coach Adam talks to you about his own coaching practice, how he got there, the story behind why and how he was able to make that transition, I want you to think about your own life, and I want you to think about your own skills and abilities and things that you love to do, things that you would love to do and also earn an income from to create the lifestyle that you want. Before we bring Coach Adam on the show, you know there's only one price of admission for the show. We don't run ads. We don't have sponsorships. All that we ask is when you take a piece of value away from the show, whether it's a piece of information, whether it's something that caused you to think in a different way, or if we just made you smile, then share this show with one person who could use it. Share it, like it, follow, so you can get all future episodes from us. So without further ado, let's talk to our man of the hour, Mr. Coach Adam Dare. And for those who don't know Coach Adam, he is the founder of Own Your Fitness, one of the top-rated fitness coaching teams in the Jersey City, Tribeca area. His team coaches people all over the world, impacting people to live healthier and live with confidence. He's been featured in Bloomberg and is a retired competitive Taekwondo fighter and a black belt. He frequently speaks on motivation, fitness, and personal success with past clients, including the U.S. Marines, Army, and colleges. Coach Adam, it is a pleasure to have you here, brother. Thank you.
Wow, who are you talking about? Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to chat with you, Brandon, to help anyone out and give any tips, mental nutrition, mental vitamins, mental push-ups to anyone that wants it or needs it, okay?
Yeah, and you know, the cool thing about you, Adam, is you reached out to me after a couple weeks ago during that live stream. You found me on LinkedIn. You saw the live stream. You messaged me saying, "Hey, are you available for a call right now? I loved what you were talking about. I'd love to come on and talk about my own journey when it comes to doing what I love to earn an income and create a lifestyle at the same time." So for everyone listening, I know I kind of gave an intro here, but how would you describe what it is that you do and who you serve?
Okay, so basically, people come to us when something in their life is not doing well, when something's not going right, whether it be their body, whether it be their confidence, whether they're out of a relationship, whether they want to do weight loss, whether they want to build muscle and feel like they're a badass of their life, whether they've been training, coaching with someone else or another program or an app or at a gym and they're not getting the results they're looking for. Anytime something's not going right in someone's life, they come to us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And really, I want to ask you a few different questions. I want to ask you really how you found yourself in this world of fitness coaching. And I also want to ask like your personal motivations behind why did you choose this area of life to focus on? But I'll ask you the first one first. How did you find yourself in this world of coaching? When did that begin?
Look, mate, about 22 years ago, 21 years ago, I was at a desk job. I had a corporate job. I wasn't passionate about it. Now, I was good at it to hold a job and to get paid. I was a disciplined, loyal employee where I stuck to the job and I did the job. But in the evenings, I used to study martial arts. And martial arts gave me this beginning to rediscovering or finding what it is I really am. You know, I'm strong, I'm resilient, I'm confident. I am the one that overcomes my challenges. I'm the one that goes past failure, right? So any type of training, any type of fitness training where you've got a good coach and they're pushing you, they're your coach, they're your sensei, you get to discover truly a part of you that you don't find or you might have never found, right? Because it's such a competitive nature, and it demands of you to reach inside and become more or who you're supposed to be and start your growth. And one day, my sensei back then, 22 years ago, senseis are like your masters, right? Like if they tell you you do 500 push-ups, you do it. It's just that kind of respect, you know. And he signed me up for my first Taekwondo fight. We call it tournament fighting. It's a ring. You get into a ring. Whoever shows up from like 50 different schools in your state or province, you show up and you fight. And they try to match you up with your belt level, but you don't know. You might be a blue belt and you might end up sparring and fighting a black belt just because the guy didn't there's no one in your class, you know? So I was always fit. I was worked out. I hit the gym. I started fitness and working out a long time ago when I was young because I got into sports and track and field and stuff. But that particular fight, I got so intimidated. I got so doubtful of myself. And I just knew that I was so fearful of losing to that opponent. You know, that took a real number on me, and it really shattered my ego and opened me up. And I lost the fight because I lost to myself. I lost to my fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of defeat. And let me tell you something, Brandon. I don't know if anyone else can resonate with this, but the worst kind of feeling is lack of self-respect and regret. Those are the two worst type of feelings. I regretted that I lost to the fear of failure, not the actual opponent. I let myself get defeated, and he's coming charging at me, and I'm like, you know, I'm beaten. Yes. And that's when I went to so I lost the fight. I went to my sensei a couple of days later. I said, here's my uniform. Here's my belt. This is not for me. I'm no longer interested in studying martial arts. I'm no longer in competing. And to my sensei, because he was a real coach, he was the kind of guy that would call you out on your BS and say, really? That's how you want to live your life? And he said, if you quit now, you're going to end up quitting everything in your life. And at that point, you know, 22 years ago, 21 years ago, I was younger. I'm a coach now. Now I teach this and more. I just didn't know what he meant by then. I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to quit everything in my life just because of this. This is just one thing. And I ended up saying, okay, because he was persistent. I said, okay, I'll sign on. He goes, if you do what I say for 3 to 4 months, exactly, if you stick to my textbook, my rules, you will end up winning. So I stuck to what he said. I stuck to the book rules. I went back and I fought, and I became a gold medalist. I became the gold medalist, the top gold medalist in the entire tournament circuit, tournament fighting competition after one and after another. And I was an older fighter most of the times, and I was dominating the scene. And something interesting happened to me. I ended up realizing that this is a mental game. This is not about this, you know, this is a mental game. This is about the muscle in here and muscle in here. So I started working on myself more. I got into personal development. I got into Tony Robbins, and I started mentoring people. Sooner or later, people started coming up to me and goes, you know, there's something different about you. There's always something different about you. And I tapped into that internal force, the strength. And then, long story short, 21 years later, I've got one of the top-rated coaching businesses in our space.
That's incredible. What a story just of self-transformation, of having your sensei in your life as your mentor, for you then taking that advice and applying it. I think it's really important to say that you took that advice and that information, but then you actually took it and executed on it to then become the gold medalist that you became. Now, you just moved to your coaching business again here. So I want to ask you, since we're on that topic, we had a question come in that says, I think other people find it hard to put effort into their purpose or their business at night after their 9 to 5. How do you inspire them that it's worth it? And my question on this, to take this and combine it into another,
Yeah.
is, were you building your coaching practice at the same time that you were in the corporate world? And how did you manage the two of them if you did?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. One word: pain. If you're in enough pain that what you're doing now is not bringing you that passion and that legacy you're looking for, that you want to leave, then you will always find a way out. Look at what happened to me. I had so much pain after my first physical tournament martial arts fight, where I took it to heart and reinvented my entire self, like dug deep and found myself. And I've done that for my transition from my corporate to coaching business. And I do it repeatedly. Now I've got a team. So you have to be in so much pain that you have to really question, am I willing to give it another year or 2 year or 3 year? Now, there are some practical aspects to it. Like, I needed an income, which I'm going to go to the second part of the question.
Please.
I didn't come from money. I needed an income. And I kept my day job and I started seeking part-time to get into the industry of personal development and fitness. So someone I saw, he was an ex bodybuilder, and he was demonstrating supplements at a mall. I went right to him. I said, look, I'm an athlete, but I also have a day job, and I'd like to come on board part-time and demonstrate supplements. I'm talking about it because I have quite a bit of knowledge in it and I use it on myself. That was the beginning. Okay, come on in, Adam, this is what you're going to do. That led to figuring out, okay, do I need to hold on to my corporate job? I still needed an income, so I held on to my corporate job. But then something interesting happened again within me, and this is something interesting. I came to a point where I don't want to take the slow route, part-time route, and rediscovering my passion and turning it into my livelihood, my life. I went full board. I went back into university. I registered myself at Fordham University in New York on the Upper West Side. Whoever is at Fordham University, Lincoln Center, drop me a note, or Rose Hill, drop me a note. And I became a student and I started studying leadership. Now, I got lucky. That was the first year. Once again, this is the universe that stands out of the way. He says, Adam, you're driven, I'm out of the way. That was the first year where they had an executive bachelor's degree, executive BA in leadership. So I studied leadership in university, and that further developed my training on how to lead a team and how to lead people, which made me a better personal trainer, better fitness coach, and a better speaker. It just brought it out of me. It just refined the tools. It just refined the gem. Do you understand what I'm saying? It sharpened me even more. Whatever was inside me came out more.
Yes, and to a follow-up question to that would be, during that time that you were working the full-time job, you took the part-time to work your way into the industry, which I think is great. I mean, it's what you have to do, right? Where if you work a full-time job right now, but you know that there's a further purpose for you, you know that you have a mission to do more. And by the way, for those listening who are like, but I like my 9 to 5, I love doing this is what I want to do, by all means continue doing that, right? This is for those who are purpose driven, for those who know that they have a skill or an ability or a message that has to get out to the world, and you want to support a lifestyle with that. This is the conversation for that. And it takes a lot of energy to come home after a long day and put that energy into your quote unquote, I don't even like calling it this, I think that's part of the problem, a side hustle, right? To then put your energy into the side hustle. But really, I found the biggest transition for me, Coach Adam, was when I decided that my side hustle was no longer a side hustle, it was my main business. And then my full-time job became my side hustle. It was a mindset switch of, what is more important to me, my business that I'm building or the job where I'm supporting somebody else's business, somebody else's dream.
Mm.
And for some people, that's great, right? We need employees, right? We need people to work in the companies and to rise up into leadership and to take even ownership. That's incredible. That's called intrapreneurship. But for those who want to make a living from just their purpose, it requires sacrifice and it requires putting that energy. How did you find the energy, Coach Adam, to work on your business while you were still working at the full-time job at the same time?
How could you not find energy when something is pulling you towards your path and you're so in pain that what you're doing now is causing you more pain than striving and thriving towards your passion, no matter how difficult or challenging it is to turn it into a livelihood? That's my question. How could you not find enough energy from your pain? So it really comes down to, and once again, this is what works for me. I thrive off pain. I thrive off that challenge where if I feel like I'm going to regret something, I mean, bring it on. I'm going to go for it. Now, let me also add one thing to it. It's not been that easy being an entrepreneur than being an established coach, one of the most popular ones in your field, and then building a small team. It's not easy. It's an everyday hustle. So keep in mind, back 21 years ago, I was a competitive ring fighter. Today, I'm an entrepreneur and a coach fighter, and I fight for my clients.
Mm.
I fight for my passion, my legacy to speak the truth. You know, I fight for the lack of education that's on Instagram and the fitness world and Facebook world. And I fight to mentor younger personal trainers, make them better and bring them on board. I fight for clients who are overwhelmed with information on fitness that is not driving them, not giving them results. And at the same time, I want to be the one to say, this is wrong, and I need to call you out on your BS. You know,
Yeah.
so how could you not have energy? That's what, like, to me, it's mind blowing. Like, you're saying you love what you do. You're saying you want to turn it into your full-time gig versus your part-time gig. Then how come you're not willing to give it enough sacrifices? Now, once again, some people have kids, some people are single parents. It's so tough. Then you got to do it the part-time way. I knew at the time, I'm the kind of person that has to dive in, full head in, right to my toes, eyelashes wet, hair wet. I need to go in the ocean and then go, oh, crap, I'm not able to swim. Come on, swim, swim. Yes, I'm a swimmer.
It takes pain, man. It takes pain. It takes hard work. You know, it's cool to think, I can make a living doing what I love to do, but it's going to take many long days, right? But you're doing it because of the vision that you have for yourself and this business. My question to you then is, when did you make the full transition to being full-time Coach Adam, doing what you do now?
Right after I graduated from Fordham University, I had an internship at a finance company because I wanted to be a stockbroker. That's what I thought I wanted to be. I had a friend from the NBA that said, "Hey, man, with your skills, you can make easily $300,000-$400,000 a year." You know, and like, what was that? 2006. That was a lot of money. $300,000-$400,000 is still a lot of money now. And then I also knew that I loved personal training and fitness coaching, so I decided to work at one of the top clubs in New York. And I started doing that side by side. And then, I found out, man, being a stockbroker is not for me. I would rather say no to the hundreds of thousands of dollars doing what I don't love to do and hopefully I can make as much as I can as I want, but maybe make less, but come home happy, wake up at 5 a.m., train my first 5:30 a.m. client happy, never have to say, thank God it's Friday. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying TGIF, but I just don't want to feel like I'm living for the weekends. Okay,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with saying TGIF. I still say it at times. You know, that's when I have my dessert, right? And really, just to be completely honest, like I think it's all for me. It was all about going in full time. I've never been a part time kind of guy. It just doesn't come part time. Is just not me. It just doesn't work for my personality trait. If part time discovering your gig and turning it into your livelihood, if somebody else out there needs it, I just want to make it very clear. Nothing wrong with that. You have to do what you have to do. Does that make sense?
It does. It's just, I love the raw and realness.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
I just haven't never been a part-time kind of guy. I have found more balance being a coach, because when you're coaching, there's an expression. You're learning more simultaneously.
Mm.
In order for you to learn, you have to teach. In essence, thank goodness for all my clients, the more I coach, the better I get. No matter how old I get, I'm going to be that 95-year-old personal trainer.
Yes. And you're going to look damn good and feel good too.
That's right.
I love it. That's why I love doing this podcast, because I get to meet so many people and selfishly ask questions. It's not the only reason, but I get to ask questions that I want the answer to, and I get to learn from it in the process. So I want to ask you, what was the secret to your success, to growing your coaching business, to bringing on clients and actually earning an income from this business?
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the secret. Everyone get closer. You got to care about your clients. That's the secret. You got to get off on them growing, them improving on their push-ups and squats and stretching and lunges, them becoming more confident. You got to care about that. Once you're addicted to that, seeing someone else find themselves and become more confident, you're unstoppable as a coach. I can go anywhere in the world right now, and with enough time, I can rebuild a clientele because I care.
How would you begin? If you had to start over just from experience, how would you begin?
So if there was a 22-year-old version of me right now, which there will never be, but if there is, here's what I would advise to my 22-year-old self. I would say, young Adam, I want you to start reading books on personal development. I want you to read books on the science of motivation. I want you to start living, practicing what you preach, working out 4 or 5 times a week. I want you to actually take a solid interest in what it takes to build someone's confidence. But I need you to do it by working on yourself. I need you to help anyone in the gym that needs attention if their knees are tracking forward when they're squatting, if they give up too soon, if they quit on themselves. I need you to go and have a heart-to-heart pep talk with them. And I want you to do this 7 days a week. And I don't want you to expect to be great until you finally become great. Because greatness is not a destination, it's a process. It's a journey. We will never be truly great, right? Because if we are, we've stopped becoming great. Mm-hmm. So that would be my advice. And then I would say, finally, if you need to make more money to support yourself, get a part-time job. And then I would say one more thing to my younger self. Are you ready for a lifelong of challenge that also comes with passion and happiness?
Yes.
That's the advice I would give to the guy that was 22 years ago.
You know what I love about that? Many things, but it's not, well, you first create your package and your offer and how much you're going to charge. And it's like, no, you said, go to, you're at the gym. Let's assume it's a fitness coach. You're at the gym. help the person who needs help. Like you can just tell by looking, right? Help them from experience, serve them, actually care about them, get them results. It'll come to the point where you do this so often that people are just asking you, Coach Adam, I'd love to have you along with me every workout. I'd love to have you in my ear even once a week on Zoom to help hold me accountable to my fitness goals. You've proven what you can do, not just by what you say, by what you do and what you show others you can do. And for those listening, for whatever it is is special about you, for whatever it is is unique, something you do better than everyone else, start helping people with that right now. See and track the results that you get and truly just care about the person that you're looking to help, and show yourself first that you can get results, because once you've proven it to yourself and you have that self-confidence and that self-worth, then you'll feel so much more confident talking to other people to help them get the results that you've already shown that you can and will get.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just look, why would someone come? I have a 12-week program, right? From zero to hero. That's just an expression. From from down and depressed to happy and confident and fit. And why does that 12-week program work? Simple. You're going to come in, and from day one, you're going to start doing push-ups. Day one, you're going to start moving your body, working out. B, it's going to be a very simple, clear-cut, instructional workout for you. I believe in keeping it very simple. C, you're going to text me at the end of the workout saying, Coach Adam, I'm done. So that shows me that you're engaged and there is accountability. And every 2 weeks, we're going to meet on Zoom and we're going to chat about your progress. So that's the reason why the program works versus just signing up for an app and there's no one holding you accountable, or no one making the exercises simple enough for you where the average person can do it. Does that make sense?
I love that program. Yeah. So just for everyone listening, tell us the name of your program and who it's for.
Confident, fit, and happy. Anyone that wants to be confident, fit, look good in their clothes, feel good in their own skin, and live their life happy and live in a state of happiness. Confident, fit, and happy in 12 weeks.
Incredible, man. Incredible. I love the simplicity behind it. It's not some like name thrown up in stars. It's like, no, it's literally the name of the program is what you're going to get by going through the program. And it's manageable for people's lives. Like people think, oh, I can't fit that into my schedule. It's like, why don't you have time to give to yourself? Like that's a pattern in itself. Why are you not giving time to improve yourself, improve your fitness, your confidence? That's going to help you in every other area of your life.
Look, Brandon, you nailed on something very valuable. Here's what you nailed on. Why wouldn't someone put 20 minutes and make 20 minutes in their schedule for the time, right? Because my workouts are all 20 minutes when it comes to part of that program. My question is this. The person who's saying, I just don't have the time, I want them to go home and think about this question. Do you think your pain is painful enough for you to make that 20-minute time creation time slot 3 or 4 times a week to feel confident, fit, and happy? Or do you think you're fooling yourself? You're saying you're ready, but your actions say otherwise. That's what a dose of self-awareness is. See, the problem is a lot of coaches are hesitant to be completely honest. I'll tell my clients, are you sure you have the right goals? Are you sure you're ready? Because your actions say otherwise.
Hell yeah, brother. I love it all. Tell me, where can people find out more about you and your 12-week program?
Very simple. ownyourfitness.net is our website. ownyourfitness.net. If they go on the website, there will be a button that says book a strategy session. They click on that strategy session. They'll fill out an application for coaching, and they can get hold of us. Someone from my team will respond back. If they want to get hold of me directly, they can do Instagram, which is own_your_fitness. That's
awesome.
it. So website, Instagram. And
To make it
LinkedIn.
easy. Yeah, to make it easy, everyone, links are in the description to ownyourfitness.net, as well as Coach Adam's Instagram profile and all of his social platforms. So you have many different ways to get a hold of him. Coach Adam, it's been quite the conversation. Thanks for telling us your backstory, how you got into this business, and also how you can help support people even after this conversation. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Good having you here and good to be here as well.
That was an incredible conversation with someone who is doing it, someone who is creating the life that they want by doing what they love to do. And I think the number one theme from this episode isn't how much money you're making, isn't the kind of car you're driving, the home you're living in. Those things are great too, but he didn't talk about any of that. The one thing that Coach Adam talked about the entire time was caring about the person that you want to help. So, what event in your life has taught you something that you can then take that lesson and help other people with? Maybe for free at first. Help them to get results. Show yourself that you can get results, and then use that same skill, ability, and purpose to go help other people, which will earn you income and will help you to create the lifestyle you want by doing what you love. In the next segment, I'm going to help you determine what your unique abilities are. I'm going to help you determine what your passion is, what your natural skills are, as well as your own origin story, so that you have a really good idea of what you can help people with, but also the specific type of person who needs what it is that you have to offer. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and I will see you then. Welcome back to the Be Better broadcast, the Impact Hour segment. And this episode is for those who know that they want more out of their life. This segment is for those who know that they have a personal mission. You know that you have something inside of you that you want to use and to help other people. You know that you have a specific purpose that must get out to the world to help the people who really need what you have to share, whether that's a message or a product or a service, a course, a book, a blog, video content, whatever it might be. You want more from your life, but you're saying to yourself, Brandon, this all sounds great. I would love to create the lifestyle I want by doing what it is I love, by tapping into my own unique abilities, my natural skills, my origin story, and my passion. I would love to use those things to help other people and earn money in the process. Well, check it out. We are in the information economy. There has been no other time in history where you can be anywhere that you want in the world, practicing what it is you love to practice, helping other people with that, solving a problem, and earning income at the same exact time. Because let's face it, your life's mission is your purpose. Your purpose is what will lead you to this feeling of fulfillment, this feeling of enlightenment. If I asked you the question, when do you feel the best in your life? When have you felt the best? When you're doing this one specific thing, you feel on top of the world. What would you answer to that question? Go ahead and think about it right now. The reality is, your answer will most likely have something to do with helping other people. What if you could help other people with your life's mission and earn income at the same time? What if you could live your purpose while creating the lifestyle that you want? Well, it's more possible than ever in today's world. And I want to share with you the 3 or 4 steps that will help you to go from where you are now to discovering your life's mission and using that to help other people, to solve problems, and create the lifestyle and income that you want. So, number 1, when it comes to discovering your life's mission and really realizing your own purpose, you have to work on yourself. You have to focus on you before you can even help anybody else, right? So if you know that you want to help people with your fitness, then your own health and fitness should be in check first, right? I remember before I had any idea what my life's mission was, before I even heard the term life's mission or truly understood what purpose was, I had to work on myself first. I was 260 pounds. I was $20,000 in debt. I had a lot of different areas of my life that I had to get under control and truly focus on to make transformation in before I could possibly help other people. So that's what I did. I discovered the world of personal development. I asked myself, what is the one area that I can focus on right now in my life in order to get positive results and build positive forward momentum? And for me, that was my mindset at first. I was a complainer. I was a gossiper. I was always the glass half empty kind of guy. I always found something to complain about. And my complaining just turned into a perpetual cycle of more complaining and just becoming more of what I already was until I decided to make a shift. I focused on my mindset, and I have so many different videos and episodes that talk exactly about this. So if you're liking what you're hearing already, be sure to follow, subscribe wherever you're watching and listening so that you can see all new video trainings and all new episodes. But I had to work on me, and I started with my mindset, and that transitioned into me working on my fitness, working on my health. And that was really the catalyst that created who I am today, that you're watching and listening to right now. If I didn't put a focus on my fitness, then I wouldn't have the energy to even do this while working a job, while running a business, and all the other roles that I fill in my life. I wouldn't be able to do this without the energy that fitness gives me and that fitness allows me to have. So if you want to go out there and help people, ask yourself first, when it comes to the 5 key areas of life, your emotions, your fitness, your finances, your relationships, your spirituality, which of these areas of life must you focus on first to get your own life under control so that you can be happy with yourself, so that you can have the self-confidence? Before you can think about helping others, you've got to focus on yourself first. And that's why having a coach is so important, because they can point out some things that you might not even see to help you improve in things that you didn't even know that you should or needed to improve in. So number 1 is to focus on yourself. Step 2 is to discover and tap into your natural and your learned skills and abilities. You have something about you that you do better than anybody else. You could be an incredible problem solver. You might be incredible at making friends. You might be an incredible speaker. You might have the best voice in the world and you can sound like the late night FM DJ, right? That's a pretty unique skill that not a lot of people have. Maybe you have this innate ability to make people laugh and to brighten people's day. Maybe you just want to introduce the world of personal development to more people so that they can improve their life. That was something for me, right? But I think back to when I first discovered my purpose. It was after I focused on myself, and it was after I started to move up into leadership with the company that I worked with. I started to get promoted, started taking on different tasks, different roles. And I found my purpose when I started to train new salespeople. And I realized that the way that I felt after I gave a presentation was unlike the way I felt after anything else I did. And I would give a presentation and I would have this feeling in my body. I'd have these jitters. I'd have this feeling and this knowingness that I was doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. And I said to myself, wow, I need to do more of this. I want more of this feeling. When you encounter an experience like that where you know that you should be doing more of it, do more of it, because I can guarantee it directly relates with your purpose and your own life mission. So my natural ability has always been, I've always been an educator. I used to get home from school, run up the stairs and talk to my dad and try to teach him everything that I learned at school that day. I've always wanted to teach things that I've learned and things that I've learned through experience. So what's your natural ability? What is something that you've always just had that's been a part of you since a very young age? I challenge you to take a pen, take some paper, and write that down right now. And then you've got to ask yourself, when it comes to your purpose in life's mission, what is something that you've learned to be great at? What is something that you learned through the education system, or you learned it through books that you've studied, or you've learned it from the people that you've spent time around, or even what is something that you've learned through experience or necessity? Maybe you grew up in a tough childhood, a tough environment, a tough neighborhood. You had to learn how to take care of yourself. You had to learn how to put on this mask of confidence and strength. Well, there's a lot of other people in the world who want to know how to do what you've learned to do. And that's a big part of your purpose, determining what you're great at, that you don't even recognize you're great at, that a lot of other people look to you as a role model, even if they haven't told you, and they want to be great at the thing that you're just innately great at, the thing that you discounted, the thing that you wrote off. A lot of other people want to be great in that area as well. So what is it that you've learned to be great at? Something that I had to learn to be great at was I had to learn how to be a great presenter, a great speaker, a great trainer, and I'm getting better every single day. I'm not saying I'm great, but I'm working to improve this broadcast and what I do with the podcast itself and my YouTube channel and my digital courses. That is an effort to help me, myself, improve while I'm helping other people. You see, I wanted to become better at speaking and presenting because I loved education so much that I wanted to educate a lot of people at once. And what better way to educate a lot of people at once than to speak to them in a group format, than to speak to them in a podcast format? So I was not naturally talented at speaking or presenting. You look at the first videos that I've made years ago. You'd be like, wow, this guy's completely different. It's because you get better at whatever it is you practice, right? And this learned ability allows me to use my natural ability to give back and to help other people. So what is it that you've learned to be great at? How can you use that in conjunction with your natural strengths in order to make a difference and give back to other people? That's the second key element. The third key element is, what is it that you're passionate about? Now, this is the thing about your life's mission and your purpose. You're not going to create a lifestyle for yourself by simply doing what you like to do. You might love to sing, but you're not that great of a singer, right? You might love doing something, but you're not too great at it. So you might be able to get better at it and strengthen that skill even more. But does the market want that skill? Does the market want to hear you sing? The reality is you'll only earn as much money as the amount of value that you're able to inject into the marketplace and into the lives of other people. So just because you love playing soccer doesn't mean that you should try to make money playing soccer. You might not be very good at soccer. The marketplace might not want you to play soccer. So what is something that you're passionate about? And for the definition of passion that we're going to use, what is the change or the positive impact that you want to make in the world? Think about that. For me, I had to learn all these things of how to earn money, how to save it, how to invest it, how to release weight, how to get into shape, how to start a business, I had to learn all these things on my own. I didn't learn them in school. I didn't learn them from my parents because my parents didn't do those things. My dad kind of did, but not in the way that I'm doing it in this new information age. We're not learning the things from our current education system that we probably should be learning. We're learning a lot of things that, while maybe useful to take a test, they're not very useful to apply and practice in the real world. I still haven't used trigonometry in the real world. So what is the passion that you have? What is the change that you want to see? I want to see the education system changed. And I don't want to just change the education system. I want to incorporate and bring a new form of education to the world. Educating people on what I'm talking to you about right now, realizing your purpose, realizing this set of abilities and strengths that you have that other people would pay you for, that you could practice doing what you love to do to help people with problems that they want to see solved and would be willing to pay you for. So what's the passion that you want to see in the world? And really, what's going to set you apart? And what's going to help you determine even who you want to serve, who you want to help, who you want to care about and help them to solve their problems with your unique abilities comes down to the fourth step, which is, what is your origin story? What is your story in general? What are the series of events or experiences that have brought you to this point in your life and have brought you to where you are today? What are the experiences that have made you who you are now? And you might automatically start thinking about all the happy things that have happened in your life. And listen, I'm glad that your mind went there first. That says something about you. But for this example, I want you to think of the most painful things that you've experienced. I want you to think about the times of your life where you were under immense stress. You were under immense uncertainty. You weren't happy with where you were and you had to work to get yourself out of that situation. Think about that time in your life. For me, that's when I was 21 years old, overweight, in debt, not knowing how to move up in the company I worked with. That was me. So my who, the person that I wanted to serve with my purpose, was exactly who I was when I was 21 years old. And now I love to help people who are new and aspiring entrepreneurs because that's who I was just 2 to 3 years ago. So now I have several different people that I love to help. Who is it in your life? Who is the younger version of yourself in terms of their character traits, in terms of their problems and their struggles and their pain points that you can help and serve with the experience that you've accrued through your life? That's the who. That's who will pay you to help you to solve their problems. And the fifth step here is to use your skills and abilities to help other people who are exactly where you used to be. That's your life's mission. That's how you discover what you were put on this earth to do, is by taking what's unique about you, what you've learned to be good at, your passion and your own experiences to help other people who were just like you. For some people I've worked with, it was helping other young teachers who were also mothers. For others, it was helping new coaches. For others, it was helping people to eliminate fat from their body because that's something that impacted their own life when they were able to become lean and become strong and become healthy. What problem can you solve? And then the answer to your life's mission is go out there and start helping people who are in that exact situation to help solve their problem, to show that you can make an impact, to show that you can get a positive result and help that person and make a difference for that person. And once you've shown that you can do it over and over again in a way that is sustainable and repeatable, now you're in a position to start a business with these abilities. And maybe eventually you can start a team who can help you. But in this world we're in today, you can help people from your home to make these changes with Zoom and social media. You could create an online course that helps people to overcome the struggles that you've overcome yourself, that helps people to solve the problems that you've had to solve in the past in your own life for the younger version of yourself. You could write a book. You could make a blog post or a frequent blog. You could create videos to help people. That's the direction I decided to go. Videos helped to change my life when I discovered personal development. So I started creating videos to help solve the problems of younger Brandon, for people who are going through those same problems, for people who lack clarity, for people who want a clear path ahead, for people who want to transform their life in a positive way. That's what my content serves to solve for those people. And you have something about that for yourself too. You have something in yourself that you're meant to use to serve others. So what is that? I hope you followed the exercises during this video and episode. And to be sure that you catch other ways to use and exercise your purpose, be sure to follow, like, subscribe wherever you're listening or watching to this broadcast, and use your skills to make a difference and a positive impact in the lives of other people. Notice how it makes you feel, but you'll also become aware of how you can create a lifestyle from this purpose. Thanks so much for watching. And until we talk again next time, continue to be better.